Morning. Smiling this morning. Y'all know why. I saw a thread on Twitter, X. It was talking about the hottest Call of Duty take you could come up with, and I wanted to rate those on a scale of 1 to 5 stars. You could literally say anything bad about Call of Duty, or anything about Call of Duty, and somebody in Call of Duty will be triggered. That's really how the Call of Duty community works. Everybody pretends like there are these hard-ass, oh, you wouldn't last in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, but then you say one bad thing about Modern Warfare 2 and suddenly their butt hurts. Shipment, Nuketown, and Rust aren't good maps. They're just chaotic. 5 out of 5, and I completely agree. Nuketown it's been driven into the ground. Shipment 24/7 is something that I think is killing COD multiplayer because it's all people want to do to use to just level up their weapons and leave the game, and then complain about all of the other maps in the game that they don't even play. Like, y'all don't even play the other maps. What do you mean? Like, these aren't good maps from like standpoint of actually playing the game. They're just good maps for convenience of leveling up weapons. Game. It's people playing a leveling up simulator in speed. Like, there's no actual strat in Shipment. Good maps like, I don't like Raid and Crossfire. You don't level up your weapons as quickly. They actually play on all game modes well. Search and destroy, domination, headquarters. That's how a good map is triggered in my opinion. And none of these really fit that criteria. These are novelty maps. This is a 5 out of 5 take. Warzone killed multiplayer and we're better off without it. I disagree. I think that Call of Duty killed multiplayer by half-baking their multiplayer. I just think that the annual title really killed multiplayer. The mentality of Call of Duty players is like new equals better, but ultimately new doesn't always equal better. Warzone didn't kill multiplayer, but it definitely took the attention off of multiplayer. But when you have competing elements to your game, like the multiplayer needs to be good, and the multiplayer just simply hasn't been good. And when you have two elements that are competing, Warzone's going to be the most popular because it's free to play. You don't have to pay a dime to play Warzone. I know I haven't. And then you also have a $70 title that we all know is almost always controversial. It's almost always broken at launch. It's almost always going to die in the springtime. And it doesn't work out the way that Warzone works because you have a long-lasting platform over here that you're continuously upgrading with quality of life. Like, this game has and is going to continue to get years worth of quality of life. Whereas every year you invent the wheel over here and it's just like, here's our new game. It sucks, but it will be better. Here's our new game. It sucks, but it will be better. Here's our new game. It sucks, it will be better. This is $70. This is completely free. If the multiplayer over here was a long-lasting platform like CSGO, and they just kept adding quality of life and everything that everybody loves to it, instead of saying, hey, this is Modern Warfare 3, we're going to charge you $70 for Modern Warfare 3, they could have just said, hey, we're doing an update, and we're going to give you all the Modern Warfare 2 maps actually in Modern Warfare 2. Me, wouldn't that make a lot of sense? Here, if Warzone was pay to play $70 every year, and you said, hey guys, in order to play Warzone, you have to pay $70 every year, and every time that you pay $70, we're just gonna f this game up continuously. And this is a pay-to-play game, and multiplayer is a free-to-play game. I think that would tip the scales. I think that Warzone is more of the times that we're currently in with gaming, and the multiplayer being an annual title every single year and always disappointing is still living in like 2015. Big 10 is garbage? Nah. Gunsmith is garbage. Gunsmith adds too many variables and it focuses on like a really weird aspect of the game. And everybody was great with the ACR being good. You know what I mean? The ICR, we were all good with that because you don't have to complicate this over here. We already know that, like, you know, if you get a silenced UM45, that like you're probably going to do really well. That's what most people are using. But now you have to go through so many hoops overcomplicating creating a class when everybody's still going to end up using the same thing, which was proven right as we introduced Gunsmith, which is everybody still uses the MP5 and everybody still uses the M4 on MW 2019. It's just now you have to go through all these extra hoops and jumps and go on TikTok and find what all the right attachment is and complain about the meta when a meta has always been inside of the game. It's always been there. It's always been the ACR and the UM45. It's always been the M16 and the MP5. It has always existed, but now you have to go through extra hoops to get to this meta just to get to where you were before to start making the gameplay the focus. I think that Gunsmith is a complete mistake, but at the same time, when you go back to all the new nuance in Call of Duty, it always goes back to where the money lies, and where the money lies is in blueprints. But Pick 10 was subsequently just like such a better system. It really was. It's simplified where things should have been simple, and the gameplay is where things should have been more complex. Now it's in reverse. They're not cheating, you're just bad. Instant 5-star. Instant 5-star. LG Breezy. instant 5-star. Skill-based matchmaking puts you inside of your little bubble that doesn't allow you to play against very many people that are actually good at the game because you're a shitter, and it's not your fault that you're a shitter. You play the game casually. The game is clearly made to be played casually, but there's people that are going to be better than you, and a lot of people that are bubbled into the skill-based matchmaking realm really just can't get over the fact that some people are better than them. Like, even I've seen so many comments like of people watching like Scump and like CDL pros and being like, those pros are all cheating. Look at how did he know? How did he know? And it's like, I don't know. What about the other 3 teammates? Blackout was better than Warzone. Woo, man. That's a steep statement because of how successful Warzone was, right? Warzone made $5 million a day at one point. Blackout would have launched with all of the credit that we had toward Warzone, like launching during a pandemic and, you know, being the first cross-play Call of Duty Battle Royale that's free to play. I think that the Blackout map is equal to Verdansk as well. Like, if not better. Controller is overpowered. Mouse and keyboards take skill and hours of learning. People say that this is a controller game. They're wrong because you can plug a mouse and keyboard in and play. So, like, I'm sorry, it's not a controller game if you're offered mouse and keyboard and it's more accessible than other games that are considered mouse and keyboard games, like Apex Legends, in that you get a lot of benefits from playing keyboard and mouse on Apex Legends, but then again, you can't plug a keyboard and mouse into a console and play Apex Legends, but you can plug a keyboard and mouse into Call of Duty and play the entire game, including Warzone and the multiplayer, on keyboard and mouse with a console if you just get a USB cord. So, I mean, to say that this game is not a keyboard and mouse game as well as a controller game is a ridiculous statement. Therefore, controller does need some adjustments. I mean, I've heard CDL pros like Scump say, like, hey, the aim assist is not what it is now. And you know what it is, guys? It's rotational aim assist. It's when you're strafing left and right, it buffs up your aim assist. So not only are you actually more difficult to track manually with a keyboard and mouse, which, by the way, is my decision to make. I know that I'm having to do this by myself and having to manually track with nothing but my eye and my wrist. That's my decision to make. But the fact that you get to aim stronger as you're strafing and I'm manually strafing and manually counter strafing while I'm trying to track you as well, that is a little broken. And the fact that like CDL pros are out there saying like, hey, the aim assist is a little strong. That dynamic shit is a little crazy. That is your first giant red waving flag, right? We were deep. We went deep, guys. We went deep. Trigger the Call of Duty community with one sentence. That was a hell of a trip, guys. It was really fun. I don't usually like to talk about Call of Duty all that much because, as you can hear, I'm kind of sick of their bullshit. But I really wanted to dive into some of these replies because I thought a lot of them were really good, and you know, maybe some people might actually enjoy some of the things that were said here or hate what they were said here. And then if that's the case and I triggered you, then I guess I did the right job. Hope everybody thrives this week. Do good. Peace.